Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, I talked about the best budget defenders you can buy for your Fantasy Premier League. If you've not watched that video, please check the links in the description below for you to watch the video of the best budget defenders you can buy for your Fantasy Premier League. So this video is a continuation of that video, and in this video we're going to be talking about the best budget midfielders you can get for your Fantasy Premier League, and this is just within the price of 5 million to 5.5 million pounds. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. But before we do that, if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification icon so that anytime I post a new content, you are going to be notified. So please do that guys, and you can give this video a thumbs up as you watch along. So jumping straight into the content, we have the best budget midfielders you can get for your Fantasy Premier League. So on the first list we have Click, Odegaard and Gallagher. That's the player. Click is from Leeds United, Odegaard is from Arsenal, and Gallagher is from Crystal Palace. In the previous video I mentioned a few players too from Leeds and Crystal Palace, and I think one of the major reasons why you're seeing these players pop up my screen is because of the fixture ahead they have, the fixture difficulty ranking, and how they've performed in the Fantasy Premier League so far this season. So we're going to be looking at a few interesting stats, and I'm going to be explaining why they are good for your Fantasy Premier League. Okay, so the first player we have here is Click. Let's talk about Click. Talking about Click is just 5.5 million, and this is a budget midfielder you can actually get. You know, if you're trying to use your wild card, you're trying to free up funds to sign a player who is more expensive, and you're just looking for a player to just, you know, fill up your squad, who could get you points at any point in time, or who you can substitute in if a player does not play. So these players are players you can actually look at. And looking at Click is just 5.5, like I said, is a midfielder, and he has a total of 13 points so far this season. And if you look at his statistics last season, it was quite interesting. He scored about 4 goals and got about 5 assists. But we're not talking about last season stuff. We're talking about what has happened so far this season. We see that in the second game week, he scored a goal and got 3 bonus points, which is actually impressive. And this player has only missed the last 2 matches, which is game week 3 match and game week 4 match, but he played in game week 5 match, although he didn't get any points. But we see that he's a player that can actually fit into your squad. He's a winger, so you can expect him to give you goals or give you assists at any point in time. And these players, like I said in the previous video, they are not players you have to have so many high expectations from. They are just budget players you just need to, you know, carry up or carry along your squad. So anytime you necessarily don't need to have unrealistic expectations from them, like, you know, the way you have for Salah and the likes of Ronaldo. So they're just there to fill your squad. So if they don't do anything, they don't give you points for the week, you necessarily don't have to be mad at them. So looking at the fixture ahead for Click, he has West Ham United this weekend, and the next 3 game weeks are the sweet. The fixture difficulty ranking is actually very low at 2, playing against Watford at home, and the following match they're playing against Southampton away and coming back to play against Wolves. And in these 4 matches, I really don't see them conceding in just all the matches like that, although they've been conceding in all the matches so far this season. But this particular match, we could actually see them able to keep a clean sheet, but you're not really bothered about keeping a clean sheet from the midfielders. What you want to see them do is score goals or assist, but you can actually count on them to an extent, but don't have unrealistic expectations from that. So the next player on the list is Odegaard. Now you'll be wondering, why am I bringing Arsenal players with how bad Arsenal has been so far this season? Now if you look at the last although Arsenal started bad, yes, they started bad, but their last 2 games have actually been impressive. They were able, even if they were not able to score as many goals as they should have, they were at least able to get 3 points, which is actually very important. And considering that they will be getting their confidence little by little, till they are able to be confident to beat any team like the way Chelsea has been doing. So Odegaard was impressive in the last match. He scored 1 goal. He didn't no assist. It's just 1 goal and just 1 clean sheet point. So he had a total of 11 points from the last game week, which I think he had 3 bonus points. That's probably why he got up to 11 points. But scoring a goal is 5 points for midfielders, and a player who is just cost about 5.5 million. You can't go wrong with this kind of player. Even if he doesn't perform, even if he doesn't score or assist goals, you just know that okay, he's there and he's just in your squad. And even anytime he gets to perform, you can actually bring him up if a player doesn't play. He has a total of 16 points so far this season, and I think coming from Arsenal, there's a lot more Arsenal has to offer. They are going to be playing Tottenham by the weekend, following game week. That's next week. After this weekend, they're going to be playing Brighton, followed by Crystal Palace, and then Aston Villa. So these fixtures ahead look very promising, very sweet. So there's no way these players will just, go 4 games straight and not do one or two things. As long as Arteta plays Odegaard, I think there's a lot more to expect from this player. So you can actually get him to your squad. I'm not saying you should get all these players, but you can just, pick from the list I've given. So moving on, we have Gallagher. Gallagher is one of the top performing players this season so far, in my opinion, scoring a total of 28 points. And managers are still not here looking to this player. He's just owned by 6.4% of managers, which means a lot of managers are not exactly looking at him. Maybe because he's playing for Crystal Palace, but irrespective of that, his price point is good enough for you to want to go to him. If you don't even want to look at the likes of Click or Odegaard, this player is actually, I think, is actually the best player you can actually go for in this price point. He has a total of 28 points so far this season. In game week 3, he scored 15 whooping points, scoring 2 goals. And in the following game week, he had 2 assists against Tottenham when they won 3-0. In the last game week against Liverpool, there was nothing there. They were beating 3-0. But looking at the game week, looking at the fixtures ahead, they are playing Brighton at home, followed by Leicester City at home, and followed by Arsenal, then Newcastle. So these fixtures coming up are promising for Gallagher as well. We can actually see Gallagher, do those wonderful performances again. Not necessarily scoring double scores, but I think he's going to be consistent over the period of time. And I think he's a player you can even keep for the long term and not just the short term. The fixtures are nice. The player is cheap. You can't go wrong with Gallagher. So moving on to the next set of players, I actually had in the previous video, I had just 3 players you could pick from, but this midfield options, I gave you a lot of options here. I have about 6 players you can pick from. So in the next slide, we have Kovacic, Doucouré, and Andros Townsend. So now these players are another awesome set of players. They've performed very well so far this season. So let's first look at Kovacic. How Kovacic has been so far this season. Now, we know that Kovacic is not much of an attacking player or the kind of player that gets you the goals and all those things. But Kovacic this season looks like he has been more involved with the attack, and he's been able to get goals this season so far. He has played he has played in every single match this season. Although not playing, he has played in every single match this season. In the first match against Crystal Palace this season, he had 6 points, scoring, having 1 assist. In the next 2 matches, he didn't really have much of that. But against Aston Villa, when he won 3-0, he had a whooping 13 points, scoring 1 goal and also assisting. The following match, last match, he was able to get an assist, which amounts to a total of 29 points so far this season. For a player from Kovacic, that's actually very impressive, and he's actually the cheapest player in this list I'm showing you right now. It's just 5.1 million. They're going to be playing Manchester City this coming weekend. You might not necessarily need to get him now. You can hold on to the next weekend if you're scared of the fixture, but you necessarily don't have to bother about that. They're playing against Southampton in the following game week at home, playing against Brentford away, playing against Norwich in the fixture after, and so on and like that. And Chelsea, irrespective of the team they are facing this season, we see that they're a formidable team. You necessarily don't have to be scared about the fixtures. The fixtures are always, to an extent, easy for Chelsea. So looking at 5.1 million, Kovacic is a player you should be able to afford. You should be able to bring Kovacic to your squad. He's going to make a lot of difference. Not necessarily that he's going to be scoring or assisting game in, game out, week in, week out, but it's definitely good for your squad. And if you don't even have up to the funds you're trying to free up to get another player, just 5.1 million, Kovacic is very good for your squad. You can't go wrong with him. So moving on to the next, or the last, should I say the last 2 players, because I want to talk about both of them together because they are quite similar. I don't expect you to get the 2 players together in your team, but the reason I'm talking about to get them together is because I want you to pick one of them, not just 2 of them. So we have Doucouré at 5.5 million and Andros Townsend at 5.4 million. The same fixtures ahead: Norwich at home, Manchester United away, West Ham at home, then Watford away. So now, if you look at these 2 players, we'd see Doucouré has been the most consistent of the 2. He has been the most consistent player between 2 of them. He has a total of 27 points so far this season, while Townsend has a total of 23 points so far this season. And we'd see that Townsend has played all the matches this season except from in game week 2 where he played about just 15 minutes of the match. But for Doucouré has literally played all the complete 90 minutes, all the games so far this season. So now that means Doucouré kind of has an edge over the likes of Townsend, because we see he barely gets substituted, or he doesn't even get substituted at all. In the first match he got 8 points, scoring a goal. In the second match he got 1 assist. In the third match nothing. But in the fourth game week he got 10 points, having 2 assists. And in the last match against Aston Villa, there was nothing. They didn't get anything from them because they lost the match. But that's actually a very impressive statistics coming from Doucouré. Just 5.5 million. That means he's been a lot more involved in the attacking phase of Everton this season. We've seen him score impressive goals, giving good assists too. So now, why, in my opinion, I just might want you to. It's still going to boil down to your preference. In my opinion, I would actually prefer a Townsend in my team over a Doucouré, and here are the reasons why I prefer a Townsend. Now, looking at Townsend statistics also, in the first match he got 1 assist, second match nothing, third match nothing, fourth match he came with a goal and an assist, and in the last match where they lost, there was nothing there. Just a total of 23 points so far this season. But looking at it, Townsend is expected to have a higher XG or XA, considering the fact, although I don't have the stats on my screen here, but I think Townsend is a better pick in my opinion, because he's more involved in the attack compared to Doucouré. So who is most likely to get goals, or who is more likely to get the assist? I would say that is Andy Townsend. But still they have the same fixture, about the same price point, and it still all boils down to your personal preference. So do let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's discuss what do you think about this list of players I have actually chosen for you. So that will be all for the best budget midfielders you can get for game week 6. And this is not just for game week 6, for game week 6 and beyond, because as you can see, I've showed you the fixtures ahead. So we're actually planning for the next 4 or more game weeks. So do leave a thumbs up for this video if you like my video, subscribe to my channel, and please, like I said again, please subscribe to my channel. And in the next video, which is the final video for the watch list for this game week, we're going to be talking about the best budget forward you can get for your fantasy Premier League. And you are actually going to be surprised because these players are players you might have overlooked, and they are actually very cheap. This is let me give you a sneak peek. They are below 6 million. Okay, yeah, they are below 6 million. But sorry about the old thing. Just subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Catch you in the next video, guys. Bye.